Hello and welcome to Talking GTA Episode 7. I'm your host Hugo 1 and this is a podcast about all things Grand Theft Auto related. So this will probably be a short episode because there's not a whole lot going on. We don't have a whole lot to talk about. The last few weeks have been all about the GTA 6 leak. And that stuff's kind of dying down lately because not a lot of new things have happened regarding the leak and no kind of official announcements or anything from Rockstar yet. Hopefully, the end of this month, there's some kind of official something or another for the 20th anniversary of Vice City. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll have to wait and see. If they don't do that, then who knows when we'll actually hear something official from them. But a couple of comments I wanted to get to from YouTube regarding the stuff we talked about last week. Gate95 says, I'm actually surprised no one has yet talked about the Canadian and Mexican flags seen alongside the US flag in the leak. What do you think? This is a great question because I did notice that and I didn't think much about it at the time. And I haven't seen anybody really say anything about it either. So I'm glad you brought it up, and it made me think that it probably has something to do with the original name, or which could still be the name, but we heard it was scrapped at some point, which was GTA Americas. So Vice City could be in, North America. That's the US, Canada, and Mexico. Those are the flags that are there. That's the North American part of the GTA Americas. And the South American part could have been, Colombia or whoever else, whatever else they decided they were going to put in the game originally, which, again, the report was that they took all that out and it's just going to be Vice City and the surrounding areas, which could be wrong. And it could still include some kind of South America element to it, which would be cool. So that's kind of what I thought was the Vice City is in that part of the Americas, the North Americas of the Americas. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just a guess because who knows? Typically, you wouldn't see something like that. Like in Miami, there wouldn't be a Mexico and a Canadian flag next to the American flag. There could be other countries' flags around different buildings and stuff, but those three specifically only tie into North America. So that would be my guess on what that means. But yeah, that's a great question, Gate95. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Also on YouTube, JPS says, remember, Rockstar is very infamous about vastly changing their games in the final months before releasing the game. This was proven by the beta maps from Vice City and San Andreas. What we saw in the leaks aren't likely been seen in the release without some minimum changes. Yeah, some of that stuff is seemed to be pretty old, and we've heard a lot about that Rockstar has changed a lot along the way. So who knows if what we saw is still going to be in the game, or if if who knows exactly what they're deciding to change. If Port Gellhorn ends up being not a place they decide to use, and that was something they were just using in beta, and it just gets thrown out the window. So yeah, good point. Thank you, friend. Somebody named My Fat Ass Dick wrote a whole ass essay about how the naked picture of Lucia that I mentioned last week was fake. No shit, Sherlock. I hope nobody thought I was suggesting it was real. It was just some edit somebody made of a naked Lucia, which, of course, why wouldn't they? Thank you very much to whoever made it. But yeah, I don't think any reasonable person thought that was a part of the leak. It definitely was not, because I looked through everything from the leak and there was definitely no nudity in it, unfortunately. But anyway. Also, Infinite Owl says, you can say it's not Rockstar's fault about the mods being taken down, but it still affects the fans' outlook on Rockstar. They already don't really communicate with us, so when they took those mods down for the trilogy, the modders don't make the definitive edition look bad, but it still wound up making them look bad. And they're still taking mods down. That's the point. They're not stopping, and it's hurting the modding community, especially for the older games. Yes, again, but you said Rockstar multiple times in this. I don't think, Sam Hauser is going through mods on the internet and having them removed. I think this is definitely the Take-Two side of things, not even Rockstar. Take-Two, the publisher, and I think it's somebody within their legal department or something on the business side of it, not the actual game development side of it. So I don't think we should mix these things up because whenever there's a takedown notice for anything on YouTube or anything like that, it comes directly from Take-Two. That's who's issuing the takedown notice, not Rockstar themselves. So I think that's important to remember. But anyway, yeah, that's a few of the comments I wanted to get to. Thank you for that feedback from last week. And now we can talk about some new stuff.
What's happening, homeboy?
So right now, there looks like there's some kind of talk online about Social Club, Rockstar Social Club being compromised, where people are having their accounts stolen in some way, where somebody seems to reset their password and take control of their account and also take control of any crews that they may be in charge of. It's hard to figure out what exactly is going on because it's just a lot of talk right now, but multiple people have said that they've kind of lost their crews that they've created and are having a really hard time getting them back or getting back in control of them from Rockstar. And it seems to has happened to enough people that it's something that isn't just a case-by-case basis where it's just these individuals. It's something from within Rockstar Social Club. And Rockstar has said nothing about this being an issue. You know, obviously they acknowledged the GTA 6 leak, but whatever this is, they haven't acknowledged. But it seems like a lot of people are saying that this is something they're seeing happen. And maybe keep an eye on it. Even if you have two-factor authentication enabled, they're able to get around that. So that leads people to believe that this is some kind of inside job here. And somebody needs to hopefully do something about it. Somebody at Rockstar needs to take care of this and make sure that Social Club is secure, because there's been times in the past where just playing in GTA Online has caused problems for people where they're either doxxed or somebody's able to get in and affect their single player game or something like that. So that's always worrisome, especially when you have so many people that play GTA Online or are connected into GTA Rockstar Social Club anyway, for whatever reason, for just their games launcher to launch games like the Definitive Edition or whatever else gets launched through there. So yeah, kind of scary. Hopefully whatever it is that Rockstar is aware of and they're working on a fix to make sure everything's safe, but who knows? We'll have to monitor that and see what happens. Other than that, not a lot going on in the GTA world. For me personally, you might have seen a video I uploaded this week of Stephen Ogg, the voice actor for Trevor, recording a cameo for me. A cameo being a thing where you pay a celebrity to send you a personalized message or whatever, send somebody else a personalized message. And if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's on my YouTube channel, Hugo1. And the video that says, does Stephen Ogg hate Trevor? That's the one that kind of explains it all. But there was a ton of feedback about that. A lot of people are talking about it. So briefly to tell you what happened, to refresh your memory, I bought this cameo from Stephen Ogg and I asked him to send it to Jason and Lucia, who are, of course, the protagonists from GTA 6, and tell them to stay safe in Vice City. It's dangerous, and maybe I'll see you out there, something along those lines, from Trevor. And he was very offended that I would think that he is Trevor when he obviously is not. He is Stephen Ogg, and he is a very professional and prestigious actor. How dare anybody think he was this cartoon that Trevor is? Trevor's a cartoon, and he literally cannot be a cartoon. So that's basically what happened, and I was like, wow, this dude's being a dick. So I made this video and said, well, what do you think? And a lot of people commented, so I kind of wanted to follow up on that briefly.
Wise choice, sir. Wise choice.
So a lot of the feedback I got on this was that people kind of saw it the same way I did, that he was coming off as a dick, being an asshole, because he was annoyed that I mentioned that he was Trevor, asked him to be Trevor in the cameo, and he could have easily just put on his cameo, no, I will not do things as Trevor, no, don't ask me about Trevor or GTA or whatever. Or when I requested one as Trevor, he could have just declined it because that's an option as well. So he had all these things that he could have done, but instead he just took the money and proceeded to tell me, how he was definitely not Trevor and not a cartoon and blah, 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 and all these things, which, obviously I didn't think he was the character, but I'm asking him to be this character. So that's kind of, where we stand as far as, he's mistaken. No, he's not. I know exactly. He's annoyed that, people think he's Trevor or talk about Trevor. I actually went on his Instagram recently, he posted something the other night, and I clicked on the comments and they were all talking to him as if he was Trevor. I love you, Trevor. Trevor, you're crazy. Trevor, do you know anything about GTA 6? Trevor this, Trevor that. So I get it in a sense that he's annoyed by being talked about as Trevor so much, but I also don't get it in a big sense. You know what I'm saying? Because, that's why he can charge $140 on Cameo, because he did play this iconic character that people know him for. And that is why he has so many followers on Instagram or whatever he's doing. That's why people are so connected to him as an actor, because he did such a great job portraying this character of Trevor. So I don't know. It just seems odd to me that somebody who prides themselves on being such a great actor or just being an actor in general would be so annoyed that people appreciated his job acting as this character. So, that's kind of what's happened in the last few days. Just everybody talking about it, what's going on. Mr. Greaves _ on Twitter, at Mr. Greaves _ on Twitter, sent me a clip of what seems to be from the same day, Stephen Ogg doing a cameo for somebody else who probably said something about Trevor as well, and this is what he had to say in the clip.
So I'm Stephen Ogg. Trevor is a cartoon, so I did portray him using the magic of motion capture. But I myself could never be a cartoon, ever, because a cartoon is not even real. So that's aside from my book recommendation, that's a second lesson for the day for.
So you can see he's very annoyed by being asked to be Trevor or being mentioned that he's Trevor or whatever. And he has this attitude. So that's kind of where we stand, is the fans, myself included, see him as the person who portrayed this iconic character, and we appreciate him for that role. And he sees himself as a great actor who has done a bunch of roles, and that's just one of them. So, we kind of have this difference of how things, I guess, how he exists in this world, so to speak, But whenever I posted this video, I had no intention of trying to ruin this man's reputation and saying, hey, look at what an asshole this guy is. I just wanted to say, here's this example of me paying this man some money, and look at how he acted in this one instance. And I think most people recognize that, and we're not here to dismiss him completely as a person, but we do recognize that, hey man, maybe this wasn't so nice the way you handled this. Hopefully you'll have a change of heart through the years about how you interact with fans of the Grand Theft Auto series, or just video games in general, because that seems to be another part of it, that he doesn't maybe respect the video games, keeps calling them cartoons and stuff like that. So that's one part of it. Another part was in the cameo that I posted, he was driving while recording it, and that's incredibly dangerous and not cool at all. I forgot to mention that in the original video, but when I posted the edited clip of him saying the things about GTA 6 to TikTok put a warning on it that said this activity is dangerous and you shouldn't do it or whatever. So interesting, and they rightfully so that they did that. I think that it was a dangerous thing. He shouldn't have been doing that. Maybe Cameo should know about that and maybe tell these people, don't do that. It's dangerous. Please don't. It makes you look bad. It makes us look bad, and you could kill somebody, so don't do it. But yeah, that's what's going on with that Stephen Ogg thing. If you want to share your comments on that, you can comment on the original video. There's a ton of comments there. You can interact with other people and see what they think. I did post a poll on YouTube saying, oh, what rating should I give him? Should I give him 5 stars? Because he did technically say the things I asked of him, but he did it in a rude way. Or should I give him 1 star? Because he was so terribly rude, and then I gave options for 1 through 5 stars, and somehow 5 stars is winning overall, even though none of the comments seem to suggest that he would deserve a 5-star rating. So not sure how that came to be, that 5 stars is winning. I still haven't given him a rating yet, and I probably will give him like 2 stars or something, because 2 stars instead of 1, because technically he did say the stuff about Vice City, even though he acted like it was so beneath him and he couldn't understand what I could possibly be talking about when I say Vice City or Port Gellhorn or any of these things. So I'll give him the 2 stars for that. But yes, a very low rating because he was such a dick about it. So that's kind of what's going on with that. Just wanted to mention that while I had the chance here on the podcast, on the GTA podcast. Remember, you can interact with the podcast by leaving a message at 1-818-691-5807, or you can email talkinggta69@gmail.com, and we can talk about anything GTA related. Now that this GTA 6 stuff has died down, I think we'll get back to talking about some classic GTAs and stuff like that in the coming weeks. I do have one idea that I want to talk about maybe next week, as long as nothing else comes up regarding GTA 3. So that's what's to come. Please make sure you call or email. I'm going to get to the emails and calls for this week right now.
My eyes! Oh, my eyes!
Okay, so not a lot of calls or emails this week. So I'm just going to go through them briefly. I'll get to the one phone call I have here, and then we'll get into the emails.
Hey, Hugo, Clay Doggy again. Hey, I was just listening to the latest podcast, and you said something I found really interesting, and that's where you wanted to bring back police bribes into GTA 6, maybe as floating, icons of the street or down an alleyway or something like that. I had another idea, and just go with me on this for a second. Remember in GTA 4 when if you saved Francis McCreary, you could actually call him, and he could wave off a 5-star wanted level for you. What if they did something like that with a little more modern day technology? Like if this thing's going to be taking place in 2025 or something like that, say you're on the run, you've got a wanted level, you've got, 4 stars or above or something like that. What if you had an app on your phone and it would PayPal, Cash App, maybe even Bitcoin transfer money to a dirty cop that you have, and he wouldn't wipe the stars, but he would maybe redirect the cop somewhere else for you. Oh, hey, I just saw him going down another street or something like that. And just to buy you some time. And then maybe to balance the gameplay on that, maybe that fee would go up every time you used it. So you had to kind of judge if it was going to be worth the money to get them off your tail, or maybe, the price doubles every time you use it or something. I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool idea. And I was like, yeah, that would be nice to have the bribe system back, but change it up, Anyway, that's just my idea. Keep up the good work, homie. You got big cojones, man.
Thank you, Clay Doggy. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's an excellent idea. I think exactly the way you described it would work perfectly. Something like that, where you did have to pay through an app to whoever could, make it happen. Like in GTA Online, Lester can do it when you call him. And I guess you pay him with your in-game currency, which makes sense for online, since in-game currency is kind of how Rockstar makes money on GTA Online, so they don't mind you using it however you want or whatever. But in a single-player storyline, you would have to worry about your character's money, and if it kept going up over time through the course of the story, or depending on how big the crime was or something like that, then that would be a great idea. I think one of the things people always talk about when I play GTA 3, and I know I'm going way back compared to something like GTA 6, is that there wasn't a lot to spend your money on in GTA 3. You made all this money and then you could buy guns, and that was basically it. And obviously through the years, we've been able to buy more properties and different types of guns and cars and all these things. But yeah, the more they can come up with for you to be able to spend your money on in the next GTA, I think would be a great idea. And I think the way you described it would be perfect, because sure, we can lose the cops in the normal way by hiding from them or whatever. But you know, in the case of like a speed run or something, if it works out better to call them and lose them quicker and you save like 30 seconds to a minute, people will do that in that way if they want to play like that. And if they want to hide and save their money, they can do that. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that's perfect. I hope they do exactly what you're talking about. Thank you, doo-doo. All right, so that's it for calls. Let's move on to the emails. All right, no Justin or any other special helper this week. I'm going to just read the emails myself. Okie dokie. All right, here we go. Hey, Hugo, I wanted to ask you what you think about how Rockstar treats their older titles. It seems like nowadays Rockstar keeps trying to neglect or ignore these awesome games they made back in the day. They pretend that the only games they've made are GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, and they seem to ignore everything else. This just isn't exclusive to all GTA games. It's a problem for all the other franchises they made back in the day. Midnight Club, Bully, Manhunt, just to name a few. Could this be a result of all the older people that used to work there back in the day leaving? It feels like Rockstar Games is a completely different studio than what they used to be. This could also explain why Rockstar outsourced the GTA remasters instead of working on them themselves. The people that had experience with these games have left, and the current team does not have the passion or the knowledge to remaster them. What do you think about this? Do you think Rockstar should dedicate a separate team for maintaining and preserving these older titles, or should they keep neglecting them to focus on newer titles? Thanks, Baby Leem. Appreciate it, Baby Leem. I hadn't thought about this before, but yeah, I think that's a great idea. If they just had a team that was focused on these older titles, then they would probably get the attention they deserve. And I think they could do a lot of interesting stuff with that. With all this old stuff like Bully that people still love, and they could put out, you know, a version on the Switch or on, you know, mobile or whatever, and have updates for it, or have some kind of, you know, online version for these different worlds that they created back in the day. And I think that would be worth their time and worth their effort. Not saying they should put GTA 5 or GTA 6 and Red Dead Redemption 2 to the side, but yeah, definitely a separate team that did focus just on those things and gave them the love they deserved. I think Rockstar does a bad job with kind of leaving money on the table when it comes to all these old titles. In the sense that, especially like with merchandise, I think they could make a killing with, you know, a Funko Pop of GTA characters, or more than just the few things they have on Rockstar Warehouse, stuff that they actually put in stores. I'll go into stores all the time now that have a ton of video game merchandise, but nothing from Rockstar. And these games are huge, and they have been huge for years. And especially with how things play on nostalgia and retro titles and stuff like that, they could be making a killing with that. And not just merch, but like you said, the games themselves somehow being more of a focus of theirs for kind of modern consoles or just players now. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Thank you for the email. That was interesting. Next one. I was wondering if you would agree that Vice City is too small for a GTA game like we are expecting. I love the vibe and location, but I feel as though they would need to make a huge overhaul to the map and make it bigger, assuming Vice City is the only map in the game that is. Also, how do you feel about the Bonnie and Clyde idea? I, for one, am pretty sick of the whole heist idea that GTA 5 beat to hell. Hopefully, there's more to the game than just robbing places, or else it'll be stale in my opinion. Thanks, Hugo, from Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Originally, I thought Vice City as the location for the next GTA would not be great because it would be too small and it would not be all that interesting. And it seemed like they were going to get around that by doing that GTA America's idea with a South America or some kind of drug trade through these different places, Vice City, somewhere in South America, whatever. And then they kind of scrapped that. So now it just seems like it's Vice City or whatever. But the little bit of footage I saw that leaked, it looked like that there was it looked pretty big from what you can see just kind of in the background of certain places. I was like, wow, this looks like they really are making a great detailed map here, and a large map. Some people have kind of put together I guess what they think the map is going to look like, or not even think. They're using the leaks, and they're using, I guess, some kind of math formula to plot it out on a map. And what I saw of that looks like it's way bigger than GTA 5. But again, who knows if it's going to be a lot of empty space on the outskirts of the city. And then when we actually get the game, it may seem like Vice City is just too small, and it's not exactly what we were hoping for. Bonnie and Clyde idea I like. Heists I like, but I don't want them to be so slow paced. Like, to get to the payoff, you have to do a million different little things that take forever. I would like for there to be a story that is interesting and just progresses as it is, and we enjoy like seeing how their lives unfold, not such a focus on this organized criminal activity like you were saying. So thank you, Tyler, appreciate it. All right, Claude says, hello there. Honestly, I would like to see some old characters from GTA 4 make a comeback. I understand the drama between Michael Hollick and Rockstar, but I kind of want to see Nico come back, because the mystery of what happens to him after GTA 4 needs to be solved. Nico, in my opinion, kind of felt lost in the dust after GTA 4 with no true ending. What do you think happened to Nico after GTA 4? What do you think Rockstar should do if they wanted to bring Nico back? I think they should pay that man, his voice actor, what he's worth. I think they should negotiate with him and his agent. I don't know what that guy does now or what his deal is now. I do know that, like, the voice actor for John Marston, not that he was treated badly or anything, he left acting and went and worked a regular job, and they made a deal with him for Red Dead 2 for him to come back and do it. And I think it can be done with Nico's voice actor. You just have to pay him what he's worth. If he agrees to it, great, you put him in the game, and I think they should. I think that would be a great idea if this is in the HD universe still, as is GTA 4 and 5. If they go to another universe, then following their rules of these different universes, that would be off the table. But if it is in the same universe, I would love to see somehow Nico involved in the story and the guys from GTA 5 involved somehow, and then see Nico interact with them at a certain point or something like that. I think would be great to happen. After the story of GTA 4, I don't know what to expect from Nico. It didn't seem like everything was all that great for him. So most other stories, it seemed like at the end of it, it was all kind of a lot of success, and they were happy, and well, we did it, the end. And with Nico, it's just like, man, this fucking life, it sucked then, it sucks now. But so yeah, I hope it does make an appearance in GTA 6. That would be great. Thank you, Claude. Appreciate it. From Rocky, hey Hugo, what game would you want to see Rockstar develop after GTA 6 or before GTA 6 comes out? I personally would love to see a new Midnight Club. Do you think Rockstar should revive an old IP, Midnight Club, Bully, Manhunt, develop a sequel, prequel for another game, Red Dead or Max Payne, create an entirely new IP, or put all hands on deck for GTA 6? Thanks for the podcast. Thank you, Rocky. I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like obviously they're gonna really put a lot of effort into GTA 6. And with this idea that they're getting rid of like kind of this crunch time or working the developers really hard, it means that they're only going to have time for GTA 6. But I kind of feel like, what is the future of Rockstar at this point? Is there going to be any other games besides the next GTA game and the next, of course, GTA Online? I think that'll be a big focus of theirs. So yeah, they have this old IP that they could kind of revive or make something. I see a ton of people always talking about they want a new Bully game, and people were expecting it for a while and nothing has come of it. So I would be happy with whatever. If they created a new game, that would be cool, as long as it was up my alley. I worry about kind of how the games are. I think I saw something. Recently, we saw the reveal of Leslie Benzie's game, which did not look anything like a GTA game or look like anything I would be interested in. And then I think Dan Houser was connected to some game that looked nothing like a GTA and nothing I'd be interested in. So I'm worried that Rockstar would think they need to do things differently, which, again, like we talked about earlier, Rockstar is such a different company now that who knows what people on the inside what direction they want to take this company and what kind of games they want to make or focus on besides GTA. So yeah, to be honest with you, I have no idea. I hope that GTA 6 is good, and I hope that there is some other kind of game, whether it's a revival of something old or something new. I think that would be awesome. Thank you, Rocky, for the email. Appreciate it. Hey Hugo, hope all is well with you. Been a fan after seeing your GTA San Andreas videos, but my question is this: do you think Rockstar will release any special content for the next generation consoles? Alongside that, what are your predictions for pre-orders to be released? Have a great day, Meng. Airport Taxi. Yes, Airport Taxi. So pre-orders are something to think about that I had not thought about yet. I remember when GTA 5 came out and I got like a little GTA 5 keychain with my pre-order, like just a regular one, and then they had those viewfinder ones where you could see different places in Los Santos, which I thought were pretty cool. I like stuff like that. Red Dead Redemption 2, it seemed like they just sold a like $100 kind of like a chest or a box of merchandise, Red Dead 2 merchandise, and I don't remember much about pre-orders. Maybe it came with some map or a bag or something. I can't remember, but I hope that it's something cool. I have I don't think we really live in a world where we need to pre-order things anymore. There's not going to be a shortage of these games, I would guess. But it is fun. It is, it works in their benefit to make sure people get their money in before the game launches. And then it's good for the consumer because we could get some kind of bonus. As far as in-game stuff, I had the blimp in GTA 5, and it was cool, but it's not all that great to me. In-game stuff I don't care much about. I'd rather, especially single-player storyline. For online, sure, yeah, you get money in online. I think that's a good idea. But single-player, I think everybody should be playing the game the same way with the same amount of money from the start, and you work up the same way, and you don't have any kind of extra benefits in that regard. But as far as special content for the consoles, I do worry about that. I worry that there's going to be some mega deal between, Sony and Rockstar or something where it's a console exclusive. Well, definitely a console exclusive since the Rockstar always seems to put PC version out later. But as far as like a PS5 exclusive only at launch or something like that, I would not be a big fan of that. I play on Xbox, and I wouldn't want it to be an Xbox exclusive either. I think it should be available to all, console players if it's going to be console only, but I would prefer it be everybody, PC too, and go ahead and put on the Switch as well. Who knows though? I have no idea what to expect with what they're going to do. I don't know if they even know. I guess they'll decide as it becomes a thing. But anyway, thank you, Vincent. Appreciate it. All right, next one. Hey Hugo, how's it going? Not sure if this has been discussed or not, but I feel like the upcoming game will have a co-op story. Just a strong gut feeling, because for one thing, going from 3 protagonists to 2 seems kind of weird without being meaningful. Going back to just 1 wouldn't be questionable, but having 2 feels like for sure a co-op setting. What do you think? If it does turn out to be co-op, you're going to stream the game with someone else. Thanks for reading. Also, here's hoping we get a chop-like pet system, but with a gator. Florida man forever. Yeah, who knows? Maybe you can run a whole gator farm or something down there in Florida. Thank you, Richard, for the email. Appreciate it. I think the 2 protagonist system, my guess is that they liked the multiple protagonist idea from GTA 5 and wanted to do it again. But this time the storyline is a couple instead of 3 kind of randos that come together, which obviously 2 were friends and then they met somebody else. But the 2-person thing is just because they want it to be a couple, and that makes sense. But no matter what reason they came up with to, I think somehow adding a co-op option for the storyline would be a great idea. I think it would be a huge missed opportunity if they didn't. But I would play it as co-op. I'd like to experience these games in a number of different ways after launch. So hopefully that would be something I could have some fun with. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what exactly they decide to do as far as co-op or not. So thank you for the email, Richard. Appreciate it. All right, that's it for emails this week. So thank you to everybody who emailed, called, Clay Doggy. Thank you to the comments on YouTube. Appreciate it. Feel free to call in next week, 1-818-691-5807. Or you can email talkinggta@gmail.com. Anything you want to talk about is fine. It doesn't have to be GTA 6 related. We can talk about it all. So make sure you follow me on YouTube, Hugo1, Hugo1 Streams, Hugo1 Shorts, Twitch, Hugo_1, TikTok, Hugo_1_Mang. You can also hear this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or many other platforms. Whatever you listen to your podcast on, check it out there. Big thanks to my YouTube members. As always, thank you to anybody who's given a super chat or whatever they call that thing. Super thanks, ultra thanks. Look at this fucking thanks. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to anybody who's listened to the end of this podcast. Thank you. You to Mangs. So anyway, I will see you guys next week. Thank you. Appreciate it. See you later. Goodbye.